did this film begin for you?
In the bathtub, I was like taking a bath, and I was like, oh, this would be a good time to talk to myself about my, sadness or like depression or like happiness or anger or anything. So I feel like it really started with the bathtub scene for me.
Okay, all right. And then is that where you draw most of your inspiration, in the back?
Most of my no, it's just but for some reason everything I've written there's been a bathtub scene in it. So maybe, but no, I do it at like a desk like a normal person.
Okay, all right. And I'll same question for you. So where did this begin? Did you get a phone call? Did you do
I got an email,
casting?
I think.
Was it?
You emailed me because we had a mutual friend who I had worked with in the past that you went to college with, and from what I remember, you were casting and asking around, and that's how we got in contact, right?
Yeah, that seems right. Yeah, that sounds right to me.
It's like 2.5 years ago.
It was so long ago. Yeah.
1.5.
Oh yeah.
Winter.
And was there an audition?
Yeah, we just like did it over Zoom, and then we did it over like our producer's house, at Oona's house, and it was like you blew it out of the water. Like she blew it out of the water. It was like crazy. Oh my god. But yeah.
Great. And then let me see here. How did you achieve the visuals and the animation for those different sequences?
Oh, that's our friend Colin Parr, he is so good. He used to work at the company that did, like, if you guys saw, like, the Desperate Housewives opening theme and, like, the Good Omens opening theme, that, like, paper theater puppetry thing. Like, he's so talented. It's all Colin. Like, I gotta give it to him. Like, I told him, like, I was like, I want it to kind of look like this, and then he just, like, would be like, how about this? And I'd be like, yeah, you blew it out of the water. You killed it. He got a job off this movie from another festival, I think, actually, so we're very happy for him. This very much represents his skill.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, how hard, what kind of challenge is it to act with people who aren't there? I mean, you're interacting with a tumor and then a sign and then yourself in a bathtub. How is that?
Totally. Yeah, so let's see. Interacting with the tumor, I remember we placed speakers in the bushes, right? And so I'd be stumbling. I got really good at stumbling on this project. I was so good at it by the end of that shoot. So I'd be stumbling around, and Lump's voice would just emanate from a nearby bush, and I'd be like, yes. It was a really fun challenge. I think it's always tricky, especially with timing, and with also trying to find new things with every take. But it was just a lot of fun, and I think with the bathtub scene, our wonderful AD subbed in for me as I was doing each part, and that was also really interesting and tricky. And I think we were trying to do, like, there was like a timing thing that we had to get down with like the sun. There was like a sunset that we had to like shoot around, and just I think figuring out how I was delivering to myself and like how I wanted to differentiate between the characters was a really interesting challenge. And then there was in the bus stop. That was just fun. I just got to stare at this inanimate object tweaking at me, and it was just, I think all three were different challenges in different ways, but it was cool to be able to try to figure out how to also react differently to all of these disembodied things, so it wasn't just the same type of reaction to each character.
Okay, and then let's talk about your guys' relationship. Is there, like, how did you direct her, and how did you guys work together?
I feel like you just had it. Like, you just had it. Like, you knew what was... Because I just feel like we're fundamentally very similar people.
Yeah.
So I feel like she just understands, like she met our editor for the first time yesterday, and he was like, I can totally see why you cast Emma, because she talks how you write dialogue, and she just, like, gets it out. Like, you barely even needed direction. It would just be like, I would be like, I feel like for this one, like, let's do it a little sharper, a little drier, but, like, you really had the character down. I feel like once you had the laugh, I feel like it was good. And then, like, we're just very similar. Like, we're both ENTPs.
Sure.
Like, fucking, I don't know. Like, we're, what do you think?
Well, we also spent a lot of time, I remember, especially in the audition process when we met on Zoom, talking about the character a lot, and we spent a lot of time in like prepping and like going into backstory. I feel like, and that
Yeah,
really
that's true. The
helped.
backstory. Yeah.
Yeah, so I really appreciated that because I think getting to go over that with the person who wrote the character is like just a super beneficial
Yeah,
experience.
I forgot we did all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
In my head, I was like, she just got it. Yeah.
Speaking of backstory, there's like a lot of imagery that deals with the past. What were you trying to communicate there?
The backstory is sort of just like, it's sort of, the idea of this is like, what if the Cultural Revolution by Mao Zedong in the 1960s had like succeeded like fully, and sort of this is sort of like the dystopian exploration of that. This is not explicitly stated in the movie, so it's fine if that wasn't clear, but like that's sort of the idea of that. So like I feel like I had all these flashbacks of like these like historical things of like people like, it was like up the mountain down the country or something is the English translation of people like going to the farms and this sort of like forced labor and like yeah, like the context is just like the history that I did this historical fiction based off.
Okay, I see. And then what do you like to write? Is the historical context something that always influences your writing?
No, not always. I feel like it's like pop smart genre. Like I really like, you know, like stuff where it's like a normal-ish thing that's like fun and like sensationalist and like it's like fun to watch, but then you just like smack a whole lot of meaning into it, you know? And I feel like that's the vibe.
Okay. Great. Any questions for our audience? Yes, go ahead, Scott. Yep.
Scouting locations, where is it, how did you find it, and once you were there, was it difficult, to find angles where there was not a road or power lines or hikers?
Yeah, it was in Joshua Tree.
Talk about the ATVs, dude.
The 18, oh yeah. Well, there were people like finding other people, like there were these these 12-year-old kids in ATVs just like revving their engine.
Were they 12
around? I don't know. Like there was some 12-year-old age vibe that I got that they were just like revving their engine. But otherwise it was kind of okay. Like it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's like in the middle of Joshua Tree. Like we were all like peeing in a bush. Like that's like
that was really great.
Yeah, but for scouting, gotta give it to our DP, Tommaso Bormadere. He's like European, so he's in Europe. His grandfather was a geologist, so he really was like on top of these rocks. Like he had no problem being like, oh yeah, we gotta shoot these rocks, and I'd be like, I don't even know what part of the desert we are in right now, and he'd like send us coordinates and stuff. But yeah, that was definitely like, gotta hand it to Tomas.
Yeah.
How much time did you guys spend on that location?
Like 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah, 4 days.
Wow.
It was really fun too to watch Tomas work, because, like you said, we would just be setting up or like waiting for prep for the next thing, and then he'd be like, "Hang on, I'm gonna go over here and just like shoot some rocks or shoot some of the sky."
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And then you guys would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna come over here and just sort of stumble through and smell plants." And I'd be like, "Okay." And I just like
We just had her like running around.
yeah. Yeah, at one point I chewed a leaf and I was reprimanded for that because it could have been poisonous.
Yeah.
It was really like fun to just experiment and wander around.
Yeah, I mean, most of that movie ended up being like the B-roll of Tomas shooting Emma, and then just me being like, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Any other questions from our audience? Okay, well, thank you very much to our filmmakers.